You don't need religion when you got this kind of job.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. I started this back when I was teaching high school, and it was just a good, if I had a bad week with students, an evening out here just made everything good.
Isn't it true? Yeah, everybody should have something like this. This is incredible. What did you teach?
Naval Junior ROTC, Naval Science, that's a lot of fun to teach, and you get students that you keep for 4 years. And the curriculum is a mixture of social sciences as it applies to study of sea power, and applied sciences as it applies to navigation and marine engineering and stuff like that. So, not boring, you know.
Yeah.
Same thing over and over again.
Well, my son was going to go to the Marine Institute in Vallejo in California.
Yeah.
He was going to go there, and he still might. But I went there and checked it out, and it's a very interesting program. What's it called? The Maritime Academy in Vallejo. Very cool. It's like being in the Navy, but not being in the Navy.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you actually learn something.
I used to help a friend that had a job calibrating compasses on big ships. And he would go underway, and I went with him a couple of times, you know. And that was my experience of being on a big ship that wasn't a U.S. Navy ship. You know. I went on it was a research ship on contract with the Navy, you know. And commanding officer, the skipper, he comes up on the bridge, shower shoes and a ponytail, you know. But everybody respected him just like if he'd have been up there in a commander.
Right, because he knew his stuff.
Because he was captain of the ship.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
The conveyor belt system from the planes.
Oh, this is great. This time of night.
I guess it's like 2 miles of
The transition.
They were off a foot.
They said there's 600 miles of shoreline here. I can't believe that. That's a lot.
It's only 38,000 acres of water. It's not the biggest lake in Georgia. I think it's the biggest lake that is internally in Georgia, but there are 2 of them that share a border with South Carolina. You know, that actually more water.
But there's still plenty of water in here for Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just down a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know how
This
deep.
is about.
How deep does it get here? Is it 40
You
feet
can
deep?
find 140 feet down through the main channel. If you look at the chart, you'd say, well, there ought to be somewhere down here to be 180 feet deep, but it's silted up. Because if you look, the original riverbed was 900 foot elevation, and the lake is full at 1,170. So if you do the math, 1,070. So you do the math, and that's 170 foot.
That's a lot of water.
But I've never seen 170 foot. I've seen a lot. You go down the main channel and it stays 130, 140. Like that.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's huge. I didn't know that there was such a lake in Atlanta. First time I've been here.
This is a nice creek here. This is fairly calm. You know, there is a little bit during summer. You know, the water skiing activity here makes it kind of, rough. But it's always pretty nice. And the water stays pretty good. It stays, except for, there's a spot back there you got to be careful of. But it stays, 25, 30 feet right down the middle of it. And
Have you ever had a problem?
Yeah. Yeah. I had the spotlight shining on the danger marker, and the lake was about 12 feet low. And
How low is it now?
About 9 foot. And I was sliding into an area that had some. There's structures underneath there, and a lot of concrete structures have been collapsed as they were building the lake. They might have been building and it's collapsed, and so you got some slabs of concrete, And I even looking at the chart, should have still had 10 foot of water there. And I clipped an out drive on a slab of concrete and took it completely off the back of the boat.
That was not a good day.
And I had the spotlight right on the danger mark. Paying very careful attention to it, but I had just kind of crabbed over a little bit.
That's how it happens, but it's a good little education. Never did that again.
No.
This is like Tom Sawyer or something, being on this thing.
As soon as we clear this a little bit here, you'll see a huge house.
Right around that corner?
Right around that corner.
All right.
So you first look at it, you think it might be a hotel.
All right.
It's a guy's house, and I know from a conversation with him that several times in his life he lived in a trailer in a mobile home park.
See, that's how it goes. That's good. Rags and riches. Man, the light is so nice. Oh my God. I live in California, and it's we rarely go out in the evening because I live in Northern California and it's foggy. And to come out in the evening is a luxury, and have the air be this sweet. You know.
Yeah, I started bringing a jacket last week. It might be cool enough tonight to have to actually put it.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I'll have to suffer through it. I'm gonna go back and get my dinner. You're the only one up here.